Howdy do, and welcome back to Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Two things before we get into it, because it might be a thing. We are playing in English, because when the trials are voice acted, it lets my throat rest. I have rested my throat since the last episode, so it feels a bit better now. And then two, just because of like suppression and monetization and all that, I will not be reading, like cursing and stuff, but the game will still, I'm not going to censor the game from doing that. But where we left off was we were about to begin Chapter 5's trial. We accidentally kind of rolled through all of Chapter 5 in one big episode, and hopefully this trial isn't super duper long to match that too, because I think my throat actually just needs like a longer bit of a rest than just like a couple hours at a time, or just I slept sleeping at a time. So hopefully, or actually no, I take that back. Hopefully this one is kind of long because they'll voice act it and it'll let me rest my throat. But overall, yeah, we're just gonna have to see. This one's gonna be kind of wild. I don't have any remembrance. This one's. Did we set our skills? Oh, we actually have one more space, but we don't have any more skills to set, I believe. Yeah, we got everything we currently have. No, we don't. Didn't we get one from we got one from like, or maybe we didn't. Maybe we did? I thought we got one from Yasuhiro the one time we hung out. I guess not. Okay, with that being said, we're gonna just jump right into it. I have to stop accidentally, like...
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
Will they?
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, well, I'll leave the rest up to you.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim. First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's Kyoko. There's no other explanation.
My dude, no. I'll still narrate, but I don't have to read the lines because they're doing it for me, basically. That's basically the point I was making.
But Kyoko's standing right there.
Yeah, they're alive.
No, that's a ghost.
Oh no, buddy.
But she has legs and stuff.
Yes, she does.
Well, that's just because
Because?
she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology.
That's not...
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right?
I think that's
Then
obvious.
let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Her traits?
But she's right there? Okay. One important trait Kyoko has that proves the body doesn't belong to her. How about her whole existence? The gloves.
I got it!
She's like the only one up in here with
I'm
those.
talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
Are you?
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
Because she feels like it? I mean...
And would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion. I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
Here's the thing. This game has been so wild, I would not put it past the ability for a ghost to be a thing, but not now. But if I can prove why, we're gonna be stuck here in the case, we'll move forward. So I don't have any choice but to... We really gotta prove that they're not a ghost, even though they're right there. Alright. Oh, let's see. Exploded body analysis? Well, let's see what it says first. I usually let it run through.
Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
No.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion?
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
Fake nails,
That
no.
corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
It's totally the fake nails,
This
because
entire discussion is idiotic.
it really is. It's gotta be the fake nails, because like those wouldn't fit in gloves. I know that body isn't Kyoko's, and I know I can prove it. Yeah, I know how to prove it too.
Kyoko, there's... Okay, then prove
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Nope.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing...
No.
No, that's wrong.
Unless she's like Wolverine and on the tips they can like, there's like retractable gloves or like nails or something.
No, there's
Guess
no
we were like
way
Black
the
Panther,
corpse was
but-
wearing gloves. Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember?
Mm-hmm.
I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain. Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right?
Right.
It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that.
You're complicated like that.
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
There you go.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
Before anything, we have to identify the victim. Everything starts from there. Sprinkler's exploded body, tattoo on the right hand. It's probably tattoo on the right hand, because it probably leads to the file that we had last episode, right?
Kyoko really is still alive. Then who died?
There's gotta be some
Which is
way
confusing
to figure
because,
it out.
like,
I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition. And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file.
that is true.
Well, if we can't identify the body...
Then there's nothing else we can do, right?
Okay, so that's the whole conversation. I think I know what we need to shoot. That was a thing in the last episode where it was like, oh, it's either Kyoko or the Mastermind's dead. Well, Kyoko's alive and Monokuma's still moving, so it can't be either of them. But
If Kyoko really
Then who died?
There's gotta be some... I don't think so. The face was... And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can't identify the body...
yeah,
No, that's wrong. There was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body.
one good old clue. The Blue's
For
Clues.
real? Lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
Okay,
cruel and unusual death. This I gotta see.
why?
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog? Her master
Well-
must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Seriously? We really did something that humiliating?
I don't think it looked that cool if it was supposed to be humiliating. That kind of looks kind of
No,
cool.
that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. If you compare the tattoo and to other information, we have the victim's identity, or the victim's identity should be clear. Where is the profile? There we go.
I got it!
Yes, we do.
The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Mm-hmm.
Fenrir?
The image that represents Fenrir is the wolf of Ragnarok. We gotta spell all that out. It's Hangman's Gambit. We're gonna find out. Oh no, they made it incredibly nice. Yeah. Okay.
Now I understand. The representation of Fenrir is a wolf.
Yeah, it is.
The Wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf beast.
Mm-hmm.
He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
Man, after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
A wolf tattoo. Then that means...
Yeah.
Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf, which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
You sound surprised, But you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Are you saying the Mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a class trial?
I mean, we're already in the class trial.
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
Oh.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place. After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description.
I don't know, the soldier thing feels like it could fit that description, right?
All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier. If I remember correctly, that other information came from Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
And who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba? She's been gone this whole time? And when she finally turns up, she gets killed.
Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character? Which would mean she was the same as us. Just another participant.
Okay.
Who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost. Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation.
Ain't that a good thing I wish more people on the internet would do?
Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big ol' brains!
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along!
We said this like last episode.
Nope. There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Okay, forget everything I said.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Yeah.
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
Oh no. Based on what we know, there can only be 2 suspects. Oh no.
I got it!
Oh no.
Narrowed it down to Kyoko.
That's who it was from the start, the
Right?
2 suspects.
Why do you say that?
Everyone else has an alibi.
Allow me to explain.
Just by process of elimination, they don't have alibis. So they might have not have done it, but everybody else, like, airtight.
Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
That's right. The 4 of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time, we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the 4 of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
exactly so.
The one case where she was off the radar, but then also missed a lot of what happened. That's not good. I can't let this stand. Somehow I have to clear my name.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at... Well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock. So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body? Oh, but what time did we find the body?
Wasn't it like 9 a.m.?
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? And she went to go get the pickaxe.
So what time was the body discovered? 9 o'clock.
I got it! The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, when we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock, so it's probably 9 o'clock on the dot now. Okay, go get the pickaxe and be back here by 9:01.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
Yeah.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around
7 a.m.?
Yeah. Right around 7:30. I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
Mm-hmm. The murder happened between 10 p.m. and 9 a.m., and I don't have an alibi from 10 p.m. until 7:30. Okay, then it looks like the game has begun. If I can't provide an alibi for that period, then I just have to prove the murder didn't happen during the time I don't have an alibi. That's a good idea. To do that, I have to make it clear when the body ended up in the garden. When would the body have ended up in the garden? Bullets. Load me with bullets. Fly me to the moon with bullets. Oh wait, sprinklers. Exploded body. Fragments near the dead body.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
2 o'clock.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think.
Uh-oh.
So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
There's something that happens in the garden at the same time every morning. Thinking back, the corpse was almost totally dry, in which case I should be able to figure out when the body must have appeared in the garden. Ah, the sprinklers are at 7:30, right?
It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
No. Oh, okay. Come on, Makoto, don't scare me like that. It makes me think something weird is going on. That's what I was thinking it was.
Established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
Huh. Oh, wait.
More than enough time to
Is this the memorized one where I need to memorize it and then shoot it at one of the earlier ones? So I need to, like, absorb 7:30. Hang on, I'm an idiot. Something happens in the garden at the same time every morning. Thinking back, the course is almost totally dry, in which case I should be able to figure out when the body must have appeared in the garden. That, or I need to look better at my bullets. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll shoot this at 7:30, and if it doesn't work, we absorb 7:30 and we use it to shoot one of these other ones.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
Yeah, okay, then we totally, yeah, it's not any of our bullets we gotta memorize. Okay. Yeah, we totally have to memorize.
We've established a time frame. It took place somewhere between 9 o'clock. Yep.
But then what do we shoot?
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
Okay.
That's more than enough time to commit murder.
Or 9:30?
So
No.
Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
There's something that happens in the garden at the same time every morning. Thinking back, the corpse is almost totally dry, in which case I should be able to figure out when the bullet must have appeared in the garden.
We've established a time frame for the murder.
Alright, so let's try shooting.
It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night.
Dang, okay. Oh. Is a mistake lurking in what I said? We're getting our butts kicked on this one. This one, I'm... Holding on.
We've established a time.
It could be
frame for the
reversed.
murder.
It could be I take 10. Hold on.
It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
That could be it.
Yep. And Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
No, that's not it either. Come on, Makoto, don't scare me like that. It makes me think something weird is going on. Well, okay, hang on.
We've established a time frame for the murder.
This is...
It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Hang on, y'all. I know.
Yep.
I know.
And Makoto
I'm
doesn't
dumb,
have an alibi
but...
for most of that time.
Yeah,
But-
from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
Let me just go through the whole conversation real
That's
quick.
more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So,
Yeah, those are the
Makoto,
only
if
two
you have
options.
any objections, now
I
would
haven't
be the
shot
time.
10 o'clock with sprinklers. I know the sprinklers is what they're alluding to. There's something that happens in the garden at the same time every morning. Thinking back, the corpse is almost totally dry, in which case I should be able to figure out when the body must have appeared in the garden.
We've established a time frame for the murder.
So maybe it is sprinklers, I was just shooting the wrong time.
Somewhere between 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
No, it's wrong.
I don't know why that would be why it is, though. Why would that... Explain this to me, please.
Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
What
Why?
makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers in the garden.
Which I thought were at 7:30,
The
so...
sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right?
Yeah.
So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Wait, no, you said they go off at 7... Oh. They turn off at 7:30, not they go off at 7. That's why I was confused. As in they're on until 7:30. Not they turn on at 7:30. So as in, it's like an on and off switch. They turn off. Okay, so the wording confused me there a little bit. Okay, if I would have known that, that would have made it more sense to me.
I remember this part perfectly.
Okay.
The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Okay.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong? How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet? How
The
dare
mouth
you speak
down
such
south.
indecent words!
No, I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny my
Toko, no.
entire existence?
No.
Man, you're totally wacko.
If you really think it wasn't the sprinkler, you'd better tell us why!
It was a bucket of water. I need to prove that it wasn't the sprinklers that got the body wet. All I have to do is hit Toko to certain evidence, and that should do it. If you look at the body itself, that should make it clear. Oh, do we get a bullet time battle this? For the bucket of water? Sure, Wonder Twin powers activate.
I admit nothing. I hate you. No! I don't know anything. Hold on. Are you trying to
Oh, the
blame
tab
me?
button. Oh, I need.
I admit nothing. I hate you. No!
Yeah.
I don't know anything.
I'm just gonna go. Yeah, let's just.
Hold on. Are you trying to
I
blame
botched
me?
that.
I admit nothing. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate
That's a long one, huh?
No! I don't know anything. Hold on.
Okay, give me the bucket of water.
How
Or I
can
guess
you
the
say
exploded body
Prove
analysis.
it.
Okay, that's fine too. I was like, oh, I thought the reload button
remember
was
what the body
control,
was like
and so I'm like,
after
oh, I'm
the
not getting
explosion.
bullets. I'm not
And
getting
you'll
bullets.
See why it wasn't the
This is bad.
sprinklers. The top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry.
Completely.
If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
Yeah.
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac!
What are you on?
I'm so sick of her.
Let's just...
I don't know if I'm sick of her. That's just wild, though. Okay.
The reason only the top half was wet was because...
Form of a
while
bucket
the
of
body was
water.
still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
No.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah. Wait. Turned on? Wait, now I'm confused. After the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning. So was I... When did the sprinklers come on? Just when did the sprinklers come on? Okay, I'm confused now.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
That's not good. Kyoko's the only one without an alibi, which would mean that Mukuro's killer is... No, I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone?
I'd
That's...
just like to say one thing.
That you didn't murder them.
If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever.
Oh, I mean, and I didn't have any intention of voting for them.
Which is why I can't let that happen.
Huh?
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the Mastermind has laid for us.
Oh, is it?
A trap?
We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me?
No, everybody's been blaming you, like, at the end of, like, every trial, my dude. Have you not been paying attention?
Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Sure it is. Everybody doesn't like you. They might be suspicious of each other, but they all don't like you.
Shut up, you!
Thank you.
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Huh? She did?
She did.
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything.
I mean, that would be a good reason if you thought you were taking out the head honcho, right? Like,
So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial. Something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So
because the mastermind
that
would
was
have been
her
dead.
motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
Or not. What if she's right and this is just a trap?
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
Hang on.
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What are you...
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Interesting. I'm listening.
This is all Chapter 4's fault, ain't it?
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
A certain something at the scene was used to cover the body. Could have been... Jesus. The tarp.
I got it!
The tarp
You're
could have...
talking about the tarp, aren't you?
I bet she is.
Catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean. This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
The killer. Not Makoto. She just said the killer. So I wonder if she doesn't believe it's us, just like we don't believe it's her.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
Oh, well now, okay. Why would Kyoko say that? Why would she want to make me look like the killer? No, I can't think about that right now. That tarp. If it was used the way Kyoko said, the tarp must have touched the body, right? But the body...
Wait. Something's not right.
And what might that be?
I can't worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. I have to refute what Kyoko said. So we gotta go against the person that's been carrying us, like, and everybody, basically, all game long. Except maybe Byakuya on occasion. That's not good.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
Well, that's the issue then, right? Because, like, it had blood on top of it still. Oh, I remember the blood on the body hadn't dried yet. Well, yeah, that was the thing they talked. The blood is still wet on the body. Yeah, so the bottom of the tarp should have actually been dirty too. Byakuya even warned us not to touch it to avoid getting any blood on us. But what does that mean? Is it the exploded body analysis or the body before the yeah, it's the body before explosion. Wait, no, wait. I'm an idiot. I think I know how to shoot, so I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for it to redeem myself.
Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
Okay, now my intelligence has come back to us. We are back.
Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it. Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right?
Right.
Byakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
Then why would only one side be washed?
If they had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
Ooh, camouflage, huh? The blood was camouflage.
What if, after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim?
Oh.
Someone else's blood? Where would they get something like that?
I know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office.
Not a dumb idea.
That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
No, that's not what happened this time.
No, you tried your best,
Killer
hero.
got the blood from right there in the garden.
They got the blood from right there in the garden, right? Which must mean the Monokuma flower. No. Chicken coop chickens. 5 chickens, and then there was 4 chickens.
I got it! Could it have been chicken blood?
Chicken blood. So chickens bleed neon pink too.
What? Chicken blood?
Chicken blood?
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens.
There were.
But after the murder, there were only 4.
And the reason?
So, you're saying someone killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood?
Yep, absolutely.
Man, that's messed up.
It is, actually.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
Don't let the body go to waste with the... Okay.
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
It does.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body.
Should it, though?
But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange.
I mean, the chicken's kind of small. Maybe there wouldn't be that much blood, right?
Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
Oh.
Beforehand?
That is actually an interesting idea.
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
I mean, if I was like... I was like 5 or something, yeah.
I think so. Wait, No. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
Yeah, it was backwards.
Then that settles it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off, but the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp, they pulled the coat over the body, the coat they'd already covered in blood.
Which would make sense then why the blood wasn't anywhere else.
This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
Right.
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body. They'd be done in no time.
Maybe. But still.
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Oh,
I think
no.
so, yeah.
I headed off
What?
to the gym, and
Oh, we
Makoto
didn't?
didn't show up till later.
Then he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
Oh, no.
That's not...
Well, I mean, it's not true, because we've been playing the game through his perspective,
Don't
but...
bother saying it's not possible.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
Ah. And the suspicion falls back on me again. But why? Why is Kyoko trying to entrap me? I don't understand. Maybe you don't have to. Disguised dead body has been added. Ooh.
Well then, it looks like we're back to square one. Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
For serious, man? Which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds.
Yeah, that's better than your odds of, what, 30%?
Oh!
See? Pretty good idea, right?
No. No, I'm pretty...
No,
Wait.
not that. I just remembered something super serious.
Well, don't just stand there. Out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
Yeah?
The one we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right? According to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back.
It's because it's a long knife.
So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before. That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
Listen, more important, now that we have the knife, what are we gonna do with it? Oh, we can't let Toko keep it, that's for sure. We don't know what she might do. I don't want it anyways. So what to do? Why don't you hang on to it, Makoto? Me?
It's the knife we gave to Makoto?
Yeah?
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yeah.
Then why did you hide that fact?
It's not that I hid it. It's just...
Just that I hid it. I couldn't be sure of what actually happened last night. I thought maybe I really did kill her.
Suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. The knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
12,000? Considering everything up until now, I should be able to make it clear. I have to prove that I didn't murder anyone. I'm not the killer. We know that. But I think everyone here deep down knows it too. It's just, what else is there then, right?
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It is. That's not wrong.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
I mean, kinda.
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her
Stab,
with it.
stab.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
We've already established the coat was put on the body after the tarp was removed. which means the knife was thrust through the coat into the body.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
Yeah.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before,
So,
then that seals it. Makoto did it.
well, no, hang
Just
on.
because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Yes, it does, my boy.
Getting stabbed is what killed her.
Is it
right?
though?
So there's no question.
Or were they already? Because if the coat was put on afterwards, if the coat was put on afterwards, the knife couldn't have already been in them. If the knife couldn't have already been in them, the knife couldn't have been what killed them, because that was planted probably after, like, the coat was. Something else killed them. But I'm not exactly sure this is the right.
The knife we found lodged in the dead.
I'm not exactly sure this is the right bullet, though. But hold on. Let's see. The murder took place before the sprinklers turned on. The suspect covered the body with a tarp to prevent it from getting wet. Later, when they removed the tarp, the suspect placed... Why can't I scroll down? There we go. Later, when they removed the tarp, the suspect placed the white jacket on the body. This jacket had previously been treated with blood to make it look like the corpse had been wearing it. Okay, so maybe it's not that one. The other one is... what's the other bullet? The exploded body analysis. Let's see where that is. No, it's the exploded body analysis. That's not gonna help. It's not the fragments. Okay, so it's this guy's body.
I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Or
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes...
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her.
Or is it this, or is
So
it...
There's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
Yeah, that's it. Okay.
Horrible man you are, Makoto.
Hang on. We've already established that the coat was put on the body after the tarp was removed, which means the knife was thrust through the coat into the body after the knife. Yeah,
The
yeah.
knife we found lodged in the dead. It's the same. It really is, isn't it?
If he did have that knife before, that seals it.
Just because that automatically makes...
Well, getting stabbed is what...
Yeah, okay. Took me a second. Sorry. I knew what I was trying to do. Didn't know exactly remember the details for each of the bullets.
Wait,
Ooh.
hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro.
It couldn't have been.
That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Yeah.
Lies. We never talked about what killed her.
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp, and then put the bloody coat on it, right?
Right.
In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
So that knife wound doesn't matter.
Okay, fine. So what?
So, when we discovered the body, the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body. Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on,
Right.
obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
Why? The victim was stabbed twice in the same spot? There's no way that's possible. The exact condition of the body was written down for everyone to see. On the Monokuma file, right?
I got it!
Yeah.
The Monokuma file clearly states that there was only
One stab wound.
Oh yeah, it sure did. Totally forgot about that.
How, buddy?
Then the knife.
Was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer.
Absolutely.
They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her.
Boom.
Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
Mm-hmm.
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
Yeah,
Hey,
okay.
I have a question. It kind of goes back to the beginning, but
Hit us with it.
what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
If you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
I'll tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic-level spontaneous combustion!
No, instead we went to the gym.
I might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
Go ahead, Makoto.
Tell him,
her,
Naegi.
or we won't make any headway on this.
There's only one explanation I can think of for the explosion. The fragments near the dead body. It blew up because it was a bomb, but is that with the fragments? The fragments are the remains of the bomb, I suppose.
I got it!
Okay.
After the
We
explosion,
went to the gym and found the bomb from
tiny
Monokuma's
fragment
body.
of something on the ground near the body, right? That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
Huh? You know, I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before.
I don't, because I thought that bomb was like black. That looks like rusted bronze-colored dirt.
It's only natural, because of course, we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma. It's part of a bomb.
See? Yeah.
Oh, then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto. And the only one who would benefit from that
Is you. No.
is the only other possible suspect. You, Kyoko.
Hold on a second, Byakuya.
Yeah, I'm not convinced it's definitely not us. We know it's not us, but I'm not convinced it's them either.
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
That's true. It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
Fine. I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate. It won't change the facts of the case regardless.
I need to determine what ultimately killed the victim. I need to concentrate. Welcome to Club Danganronpa. For all your hits.
Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
Okay.
Guess.
Well,
Definitely.
yeah, she was already totally dead when that happened.
Yeah.
And it wasn't me because of the knife, right?
Right.
And then there's only one other thing.
Oh yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Okay, so this is not the bullet we need. The knife was a cover-up, and all those other wounds on her body weren't fresh, which only leaves...
Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
Do I need to shoot that, and I need to take something from... Okay, I gotta memorize something. Now we need to memorize something. 100%.
And it wasn't me because of the knife, right?
Nope.
And then there's only one other thing.
Oh yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it.
Do we need to take this?
Evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that,
Because then that contradicts the first line, because there... that contradicts the first line, I think, is my thinking. Because it hasn't been determined. But if that's the case, then that might be what determines it. That's the contradiction. Let's see.
then shall we continue the debate? The victim's
Fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
That blocked it? That blocked
The
it.
explosion didn't kill
Okay.
her for sure.
We'll try again. Hang on.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't me because of the knife, right? And then
Right.
there's only one other thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the
Okay,
back
well
of
then I'll
her
try.
head.
I'll try shooting it. The white noise first. Hang on then.
Then shall we continue the debate?
Hang on then.
The victim's
Fatal injury has yet to be determined.
Yeah. Okay.
No, it's wrong.
I'm a terrible shot.
Mukuro died because of the blow to the back of the head she suffered.
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do with it?
The Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Right.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Okay, then we're safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is what killed her.
Mm-hmm.
But then, what was the murder weapon?
The
Good
Monokuma file says
question.
She was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as a metal pipe.
Oh, I bet it was the pickaxe.
Impossible! If you hit someone with that, it'd cave their skull in completely.
Well, maybe they held it the other way and hit her with the handle.
If you were gonna do it to match this, sure, but I just have a feeling in my stomach. It's called hunger, but also no.
No way! The balance would be all off. You wouldn't be able to swing it with any kind of power. I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
No thanks. I bet you just hit me with the metal end and call it an accident.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground, and spit on it.
Oh, wow.
I feel the same way. Looks like we're on the same page this time.
Well, dang.
Seriously?
Right?
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
We already know?
We do?
I knew we could count on you, Master.
So what was it?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto.
Tell him,
Surely
Nagi.
you've deduced the real murder weapon?
The real murder weapon. The tarp, and they suffocated. The woodblock key. They just stabbed him with the woodblock key, just in the throat. No, if it was a blow to the back of the head, it's the arrows. Those are metal. They were metal. The titanium arrows.
I got it! Mukuro was hit in the back of the head with something. And that's what killed her. And that something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
Yeah.
Arrow. That's what the culprit attacked Mukuro with?
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. There's no doubt about it.
Are you sure? That sounds kind of weird.
It does, but
Hey! How dare you backtalk, Master? You have no right!
I'm not back-talking anything. I'm just saying what I think.
I don't blame Hina for doubting it, because there's one more thing about that weapon. One more secret. Would one titanium arrow by itself be enough, though? Those things are maybe kind of thin. The bloody duct tape. Okay, so they were taped together like a pipe. Okay, never mind. Just answer my question.
Titanium arrow.
Thank you. Thank you, Bullets, for having the answer in the multiple choice question.
I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, because in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right?
Yeah.
It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
That's what we gotta hit. Okay.
Talking back to Master. You have no right!
Alright, now I know we need to shoot. If it was just the titanium arrow, it wouldn't be nearly thick enough, which is why they used...
The
Yeah.
titanium arrow.
It was in the dojo. I have no doubt.
Are you sure?
You don't sound
Well, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe. It seems like an arrow would just be...
Boom.
No, that's wrong.
We messed up at the beginning, but now we're rocking and we're rolling, and we're rolling.
You're right.
Rolling.
Just the one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the killer used another weapon.
Another weapon?
Mm-hmm.
Inside the dojo locker, we also found a balled-up wad of duct tape.
We did.
The killer probably used this duct tape to bind multiple arrows together. Bundling them together using the duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe. And that's exactly what the killer did.
Mm-hmm.
It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks. One stick is weak, but put them together, and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
Damn, that's harsh.
How is
Dang.
it harsh? Are you even listening?
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon.
Okay, that's been established.
As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker, it was you, Kyoko.
I've never been to the dojo.
Oh.
You absolutely have.
How can you say that
Well,
with
for
such
one,
confidence?
when we explored the area, they were in the dojo.
Because we have proof, of course. Don't we, Makoto? What's the matter? Surely you don't intend to protect a murderer.
Sure we do.
You know what will happen if you do, don't you? If you cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to the death of us all. Remember?
Of course I remember.
Do you?
Then show us. Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo.
I have evidence. The evidence that Kyoko went to the dojo. It must be connected to the dojo locker. All of them had those keys in it, but except for number 6, right? This.
I got it. The one thing that proves
I always hold my
Kyoko
breath
was in
now
the
because
dojo
we messed up, and I'm maybe everything's wrong.
right here. The key to the dojo locker.
And how does that prove anything?
Because I found it in your room.
It was in my room?
Don't bother trying to play dumb.
The room that she probably doesn't go to because she doesn't have a room key anymore?
That key is just the final piece of the puzzle.
I don't know.
Your non-existent alibi, your clear motive, your attempts to frame Makoto for the crime. This all proves that you are the true culprit. You can't explain this away, so just give up.
Hold on a second.
Not this again. You really are dead set on defending her, aren't you?
No, it's not that I want to defend her. It's just, there's one more thing I need to ask her. Kyoko, I want you to tell me something. Last night, you were in my room, weren't you? Why? What were you doing there? That's what I need to know.
I was just protecting you.
What?
She was protecting me? And does that mean she didn't do it? And we didn't do it? And all of them have alibis? And she came to my rescue. Could that be Win? Which would mean that Kyoko, she killed someone for me?
That's enough. The time for idle chatter is
Well, I mean, that's a different direction to go for it.
Is close at hand.
I mean, yeah, if she killed somebody, it seems like all the arrows point to for a good reason, good intention. So like, just woke up and decided to be malicious and just stabby stab, right?
Wait. I'm warning you. Don't make this mistake. I'm not the killer.
I knew you were stubborn, but this is just getting ridiculous.
Really? But you should know better than anyone I didn't do it. Can you tell me I'm wrong?
I should know.
Byakuya should know better than anyone? What does that mean? Make your argument. When the body was found. See, every time this music plays, it always makes me think, no, we gotta memorize something instead.
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm
She's not the killer.
You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me.
Or would they?
Proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
Well,
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
their door was locked, though. That's why we needed Byakuya to come open it. And Kyoko gave her room key to Byakuya, right? Which would mean she couldn't have put the dojo key in there because it was locked from her.
Those words you just spoke.
Okay, so I think I know what I need to do.
Exactly
I think
what I said.
this one.
I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would
It's not really
never
hiding it, it's just
hide
something that I guess
from
people
me.
forgot right now. High intense pressure moment.
That you aren't the culprit.
So I think I need to shoot proof, and I think I need to take the other thing and shoot the
You
proof.
stated a theory earlier.
That or it's vice versa. It's one of those two,
You said
though.
I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct?
I think that's the proof.
But could I really have done that?
Wait, Kyoko gave the room key to Byakuya, right? Which would mean...
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer.
Mm-hmm.
You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he would.
You aren't the culprit.
Yeah.
No, that's wrong. If I'm right, Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room.
Huh? Why not?
Because she had given her room key to Byakuya.
I see. So that's what you meant. And if I had the key to your room...
Then obviously I had no way of getting in. Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself.
Exactly.
Am I wrong?
No, she's not.
It would appear not.
There's only one problem,
Then
though.
you're finally starting to understand.
No, that's not actually true. There was a clear contradiction in what Kyoko just told us, an obvious lie. But this just isn't like her. Well, she said she can't die here. She also said that she said it was a trap, right? Right? We talked about a tarp so much, my mind went, oh, she said this whole thing was a tarp. Yeah, this whole thing's a tarp. The whole school, it's a tarp. Just take it off the top. The outside world's actually been there the whole time, and it's just, that's all it is to it. All of Hope's Peak Academy is just one big old tarp. That's what high school is in general, it's a tarp. It's covering you from adulthood, and all the things like taxes, and growing distant from people because you don't have the same schedule anymore, and taxes. Maybe it is like her to try and save herself with such a desperate lie. Does she really feel that threatened? I mean, okay, let's take what she's saying as the truth for this scenario, right? If this is a trap, we didn't do it, and then she didn't do it, and those are both true, then yeah, she would, because one of y'all will still die despite not doing it, which is a problem, which means that, okay, because she's the killer? Or is it something else? I don't, even if for good intentions, well, there's some deeper meaning hidden in what Kyoko said earlier about it being a trap. If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery school will stay hidden forever. There's that too, which is why I can't let that happen. And this is a trap the Mastermind has laid for us. Exactly. The Mastermind's trap. The Mastermind is trying to trap Kyoko. Either her or all of us, but what if that's not really true? What can I do? What should I do? What should I... The Mastermind's trap. The victim was Mukuro, and Kyoko killed her. What does Kyoko really know? What am I supposed to do? Kyoko's lie. I'm the only one who knows it's a lie. I'm the only one who can expose it. But who can I trust? You can trust yourself, I guess. Hail Mary it and hope everything comes up peaches. Peaches? Peaches. Peachy? Peachy. What am I supposed to do? The Mastermind's trap. If you spend all your time trying to avoid danger, you'll never move forward. We know the danger, but if that risk means solving the mystery, we have no choice. Am I wrong? Seldom never. What do? I have to decide right here now whether or not to expose Kyoko's lie. Pursue the lie, let it go, run away. Run far away and never come back, Simba. Ah. Oh, that was gross. Sorry. Pursue. No. No, I didn't. I said pursue. I said pursue. And then I hit the button because my mouse wheel didn't. You know what? Maybe this is the better choice. Maybe this is the better choice. I have to believe. Yeah, that's probably actually the better choice. There's no way she would kill someone. There has to be some secret here, something that has to do with the Mastermind's trap that Kyoko mentioned.
Well, does no one have a rebuttal? Have you decided to accept her assertion as fact? I see. So you still refuse to accept it.
Maybe that's fate. I tried to go pursue, and the mouse didn't work, so we're just not going to pursue.
We have to admit that Kyoko didn't put the locker key in her room. That it was someone else.
But who else could it have been?
I mean, Byakuya had a room key, right?
Right.
You! What are you trying to imply?
He didn't even get the words out of his mouth to imply anything. Hang on.
Of course, I have an alibi. From nighttime on, I was with you
There's
guys
that
the
too.
entire time. I couldn't possibly have killed anyone, or put the key in Kyoko's room.
That is true.
Well, someone had to put the key in there.
There's only one other possibility I can think of. Someone could have had the key on them, then once they arrived at the scene, pretended to find it there.
Ah.
It had to be Makoto.
Planting evidence, kind of like you did in the last one. Oh,
I
no.
don't see any other option.
I mean, I do, because we were playing from his point of view, so we know he didn't do that.
Let's think about it one more time. There's gotta be a hidden side to this case.
Huh? A hidden side?
First of all, there's something off about this entire trial. You all see it, don't you? Mukuro, who we didn't even know existed, suddenly shows up dead. And then we're thrown into a trial. And Kyoko even said, it's a trap the Mastermind set for us. So that's why this has to be...
Okay, time's up!
Time's up.
Huh?
Time's up! Class trial's all over! Everyone can stop talking now!
What?
Uh-oh.
Time's up?
Time's
What do
up.
you mean time's up? There's no time's up. Since when have we...
It's because you were late, so we had to push back the start time.
Oh.
So then, it's time for
We knew
voting
that was
time,
gonna come back to
okay?
bite somebody.
Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you!
Voting time?
Well, that's not good. Well, that leaves everything up in the air, though, right? Like, there's still... Vote, like, we don't think they did it, and people don't, or we know we didn't do it. I'm pretty sure the others know we didn't do it, but I'm pretty sure at this point, there can't have been them either. But that very last bit did point it back at us. 86 monocoins, let's go.
Now, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice, or the dreadfully wrong one?
Hey, hold on!
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
It's gonna be painful. It's gonna be very painful. Oh, everyone voted us. Oh, okay. 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 What? You think I'm the killer? Sorry, man.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. No, you're not, or you wouldn't have voted. It's all your fault. Everyone, you're wrong. You got it all wrong. I didn't do it.
Yes, indeed.
Good job, everyone. Good job.
Yep.
Yep, they got it right. No, they didn't. No, I know that's not true. None of this makes any sense. This whole trial doesn't make any sense.
Hey!
It makes perfect sense.
Shing!
It's the same as always. It's just like all the other class trials, and I'm gonna end it the same way.
Thrills,
It's time for your
thrills,
heart-pounding, positively
thrills.
thrilling punishment. Wait, what? Why do I... Kyoko.
I don't expect you to forgive me. I know this is all my fault.
Yeah, she's not happy either.
Everything we've got! It's punishment time!
No, that's not good. It's really not good. It's definitely not good. Well... Also, he looks like he's like 2 feet tall. No one ever punts him when they're coming. Like, if I'm going down anyways... Like, if I'm dead anyways, we're fighting at that point. Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's definitely not good. That's tremendously not good. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hate that. Hate that a lot. After school lesson. Are they unable to... Are you, like, unable to move? I guess that's just, like I said, we're fighting at that point. If I'm going down anyways... Oh. Oh, it's sex ed. Gotcha. I'll die on my feet. Instead of on my knees, thank you. Oh, that would be horrible. Ooh, look who it is. Oh, if only for a second. Ooh, shut down. Yeah, you're alive, buddy. Never mind, you're still dead. That's a long fall, though, my dude. What the heck? Uh-huh. What's this? What's going on? Yeah, I can't do the Monokuma impression. My throat is too injured. Sorry. What was that? Yeah, it had to be. Alter ego. Alter ego? Some stupid virus from that stupid person. Must have planted it when they invaded my network. Dang to hell, I don't believe... Oh, well. So much for censoring. I don't believe this.
It would seem...
It seems you finally made a miscalculation. No, you miscalculated from the very beginning.
What the heck?
What was that?
In other words...
What I'm saying is, you shouldn't have underestimated us. What are you talking like you've already won? I barely felt a thing. It was a pinch, an itch. Super virus is gone now, got it? And so is Makoto. Maybe I didn't get to smash him flat, but you're never gonna see him again. To waste away in a garbage-strewn pit, in a way that's an even better special punishment. But it's still not enough. I'm still not satisfied. So I'm gonna bring despair to the rest of you, bring despair to the entire world. I can't. Even that hurts a bit, sorry. Is he gone? Hey, Kyoko, what's the meaning of all this? So what the heck is going on?
Calm down.
It's okay. We're not the ones being trapped this time. Huh?
In other words...
Now it's the masterminds. That's ah. Yes. Now it's the mastermind that's ensnared.
What did you say?
What are you talking about?
So...
You'll understand soon enough. Very soon indeed. Well, we're still gone. Oh, okay. The massive high school towers over all buildings in this bustling urban area. It's like the school stands in the center of the entire world. Hope's Peak Academy. It brings in top students from every field imaginable, a government-funded school of privilege. They say that if you come here and manage to graduate, you'll be set for life. With hundreds of years of tradition, it sends the cream of the crop into the workforce every year. It was built to raise hope in the nation's future, which makes Hope's Peak a pretty fitting name. There are two things you need to attend this school. One, you have to already be attending high school. Two, you have to be the very best at what you do. No ordinary student can enroll here. The only way in is if you're scouted by the school itself. The physical building goes out and searches for you, relentlessly. It's terrifying, especially at nighttime. And standing there at the gate of the ultimate school filled with the ultimate students was me. Are we waking up again? Waking up to ash and dust. Where am I? I woke up with my head resting on the top of a hardened wooden desk. My body felt heavy, knees weak, mom's spaghetti. It wouldn't be weird for me to zonk off in the middle of some boring class or whatever, but what was I doing asleep here just now? It wasn't any classroom I'd ever been in before. What the heck is going on? Ah, that's not good. Finally. I could finally feel my mind and body start to come back together again, and then I was awake. Or was this just another dream? A dream inside a hopeless nightmare? No, this isn't a dream. I could tell because the stench invading my nostrils was too powerful for a dream. What an awful smell. I was in a vast, dark cavern on the barest hint of light with the barest hint of light seeping in. Trash was piled up high across the area. This must be some kind of underground garbage pit. The heck of a situation to find myself in. But that was just the beginning of my problems. I was gonna be stuck here till I wasted. Was I gonna be stuck here until I wasted away and died? No, I can't let that happen. Not after my good friend went through what. Not after what my good friend went through to save me. I remember all too well what happened. Alter ego to the rescue. Use up every last bit of their strength to do it. So I can't give up now. For myself, for my friend. And with that, my pursuit of survival began. First up was to start looking for a way out of here. So what I'm going to do right here, actually, I have an idea what I'm going to do right here. Because I imagine the other options had options. So what I'll do is I'll cut right here, do the other options, and then cut back to here. That would be an interesting idea. Maybe they're nothing, right? Maybe it all leads here, in which case then there won't be any cut, and it's just going to be me continuing on now. Yeah, so... Oh, jeez, we gotta get out of here. Oh, hey, this looks like... That's a rocket. And a tank. I better not think too much about what I'm seeing down here. Maybe we should think about what we're seeing down here. Is that an airplane? How does something like that wind up in the school's garbage pit? A tank and an airplane? So instead of an airplane, it's probably a jet. Oh, I don't know if I like what I'm seeing. Rattle, rattle. It's locked. Rattle, rattle. No matter how many times I pushed or pulled or kicked at it, it didn't budge. Getting out of here isn't going to be easy. Well, if I'm not getting out of here anytime soon, I decided to look around for some food. There's plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. That was pointless, too. I mean, rotten food's better than no food, right? I searched for some water. How can I be sure which liquids I can drink and which ones are all around a bad idea? Again, pointless. I feel like I'm blocked in at all sides, but that's still not enough to give... That's still not enough reason to give up because I'm still alive. As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up. After making that proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was... Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. That was my only way to preserve a little strength I had left after not being able to eat or drink. I can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had to have passed, and all I did was sleep and sleep. It was like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out of the sky. However, what fell from the sky wasn't a sign. Not exactly. That sounded bone-crunchingly terrible. Did you just get crushed? Did the weight go through the treadmill and just fall down and get you anyways? That'd be extremely unlucky. What the? The strange sound pierced my silent isolation, jarring me awake. As I watched, the pile of garbage jostled and formed an odd shape. Did something fall down here? Something fell from up above. What could it have been? That's a lot of garbage, actually. Did a giant piece of trash just fall down here? I carefully stretched my hand towards whatever it was that had tumbled down here with me.
Just a second.
A giant piece of trash? Rude. Before she emerged from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was. Jesus, no.
It smells awful.
Kyoko?
Indeed.
You look like you're doing better than I expected. What are you doing here?
So...
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you. I'm glad to hear that, Kyoko. But you got a bit of garbage on your hair. Oh, the cup noodles? Oh, that hurts to do on my neck. That hurts. The inside of my neck already hurts from doing all the voices. Now the outside of my neck hurts too. Lovely. Lovely. How did they not notice that? She gave her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash, then faced me again.
Hey.
First, I have something for you. Go ahead and eat it. We can talk once you're finished. Thank you. I sat to the bread and water that she was holding out for me. Within seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way to my stomach. That really hit the spot. Now I've got all the energy I need to keep going. So you still haven't given up then? Of course not. After all, the fact that I can keep going forwards is what is about all I'm good at. Well, that's not such a bad thing to be good at. I better talk to Kyoko. Sure. But Kyoko, why'd you come rescue me?
So...
To pay a debt, or no, to atone. Atone?
You...
During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. I did try to, and then it didn't let me. So, yes, that's exactly what happened. So you knew that I knew. I knew that you knew that I knew that you knew that I knew that you knew.
Indeed.
But even though I knew, I did nothing to help you. I abandoned you. Don't say that. You didn't abandon me. No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me, and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you.
However...
But listen, I'm not that I'm trying to make excuses, but there was a reason that I had to survive no matter the cost. That's something they did say. Why did you have to survive?
It's true.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything. Everything? Ah, we get to finally understand the mysteries of the world. Oh no, the reason I have to survive
In other words...
is so that I can do what I came to the school to do. What? I made up my mind to come to Hope's Peak Academy for one very important reason. So you have some reason for coming to Hope's Peak?
Indeed.
That's right, at least I did once. Once. Until recently, I've forgotten what it was. You forgot? But that's... I had no memory of what my purpose was. No memory? That's impossible. Amnesia? Then, is it really true you lost your memory?
Makoto.
Do you remember, Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at the school? The first thing? You're talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted, and when I woke up, I was trapped here.
That's right.
I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself, a disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. At that time I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to the school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that?
Hey.
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine what happened by chance. It seemed too much It seemed too convenient. Are you saying you think you lost your memory because...
Indeed.
I don't think. I'm positive it was the work of the Mastermind. They stole my memory. But why would they want to do that? There's only one reason I can come up with. Because of my purpose and my abilities. Somehow, they would interfere with the Mastermind's plans. So the Mastermind just stole them from you?
However...
And it could also mean... Somehow, my memories may also be connected to the mystery of the school and the Mastermind. Which is why I'm going to have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. But what if what you say is true? Why didn't you ask the rest of us to help you?
Why is that?
If I did that, and we all worked as one, the Mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always a chance the Mastermind was actually one of us. What?
Correct.
Well, don't make too big of a deal of it. It's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? The Mastermind, one of us. She believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it only makes sense that she would look into her missing memory by herself.
However...
That being said, there was a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. But why me? Because among everyone else, you were the least likely to be the Mastermind. It was intuition, but... I see. Your intuition was right, though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the Mastermind.
I understand.
Oh.
I should understand everything. My goal isn't to get out of here. It's
to stay here. This is like the dream I had before, but why did it just happen?
Listen.
Are you okay? Oh yeah, it's nothing. It is nothing, right?
Hey.
Even now, I still trust you, you know. It's just, I'm not used to relying on others.
Correct.
I know I never asked you for help the right way, so I understand you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced. I think that's just her personality. You said you had a reason for doing all this investigating on your own, so how did that turn out? Were you able to remember anything?
So...
I think there's still a lot I don't remember, but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. You mentioned your ability. My ability, what everyone should have known me for. The ultimate detective. Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? It's all coming together now. The ultimate detective?
Correct.
And the reason I came to Hope's Peak Academy. There was someone I had to find here in the school. You had to find someone who?
So...
Well, it was the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. The headmaster? Why would you want to find the headmaster? Because he's my father. Oh, that's some Darth Vader stuff. Okay.
In other words...
I was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak. Kyoko's dad is Hope's Peak's headmaster. And that explains when Ultra Ego told us that he went through the headmaster... Words and saying them... was involved. I'll find a way. Huh? No matter what it takes, I will find the headmaster, no matter what the cost. Oh, heck. Kyoko, what's going on? My memory hadn't come back at that point, but when he said that, I felt strange. It makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him. That makes sense.
However...
But listen, Makoto, I want to make this perfectly clear so there's no misunderstanding. I said the mastermind wasn't the... I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said that because I felt based on what I'd seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room. Then, what did you see in there?
So...
The room's been ransacked, the shelves were a mess, the desk drawers dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been in there. You mean the mastermind, right?
It's true.
That was my assumption, yes. And to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor in the dorms with the key I had found. But why there? Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. This is some kind of map?
Indeed.
It's a layout of the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room along with Mukuro's profile and the key. The map showed the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time, and I figured the headmaster would have some kind of private room here. I assumed that if that were true, the room would likely hold more clues, so I went to check.
Correct.
And that's when I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. So you went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room there.
However...
But once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of the dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors. So, what was it like? The part of the school, I mean? It's hard to describe. All I can say is, the moment I saw it, I realized whatever's going on in the school is more horrific than what we have ever imagined. What do you mean?
So...
I can't explain it. You need to see it for yourself, and I'm sure you'll get your chance soon enough. It sounds like it must be important, and really ominous.
However...
Of course, once I got to the second floor of the dorms, there were no cameras or no monitors, which is why I had no idea what was going on in the rest of the building. It has to do with Mukuro Kusaba, doesn't it?
However...
Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. To be fair, we believed that. And I know it wasn't you either. Okay, good. I know you're right, but that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi, so then who did kill her?
Anyway...
What I can say for sure is the mastermind is directly involved. And to begin with, the point of the class trial of Mukuro Kusaba was to get me killed. Get you killed?
Indeed.
I stole that key and disappeared, and in retaliation they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me.
Correct.
That was the point of the class trial. It was? I mean, that would be the trap that they described, right? The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. You mean because of the school regulations?
That's right.
Regulations? Yeah, exactly. With minimal restrictions, you're free to explore Hope's Academy at your discretion.
In other words...
The mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with the rules in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trials to do it. The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules? That makes it sound like the mastermind themselves is somehow bound by the school regulations.
Hey.
There's one thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mukuro Kusaba. What's that? There was one point where Mukuro may have not become the victim. It could have been you, Makoto. I could have been the victim?
Indeed.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Do you mean... During the night? I can hear them, you know. The footsteps of the god of death. What? I can hear the god of death as he moves. That ability naturally draws me into cases just like this.
Anyway.
Which is exactly what happened with you. I was in the dorms and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell and I saw the white shadow across the corridor. I gave chase right away. As I followed it, I saw the shadow go into your room.
Correct.
I ran into your room and saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
However...
That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to... Whoever the master assailant was, they ended up dead.
Correct.
And their murder was disguised, and the dojo key wound up in my room. It all has to do with the work of the mastermind and an attempt to use the class trial to eliminate me. This all would mean that whoever killed Mukuro is also the mastermind, right? I don't have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. But that's really bad if it's true. It means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. But wait, but doesn't that create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the class trial to kill you because they couldn't interfere, right?
Correct.
You're right, that is a contradiction. And it's not just Mukuro. They need the class trial to kill me, but seem ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is just a contradiction. So does that mean, so what does it all mean?
In other words,
it means that the mastermind is the one who's been cornered. Huh?
Makoto.
Just a little more. A little more and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the other ultimate despair. The other ultimate despair. There's no doubt that Mukuro was the ultimate despair and that she's dead. But I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not?
Indeed.
If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused the event. You're talking about
That's right.
what happened a year ago, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. the tragedy. Whoever's responsible for that, they're the ultimate despair.
It seems
That despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. Then they're,
Indeed.
make no mistake, they're the root of all the evil that's forced us to go through all this. That is the ultimate despair, and that is a real enemy. Chapter 5. 100 mile pain of a junk food junkie. No one died. Hey, progress. To be continued. Ya-yo, ya-yo. You received the Dream Island rocket present. That's not really a present. Do you want to save the data? Yes, but we gotta save it in a new slot. So that's what I'll do. I'll be right back, and then we'll be right back here. What do? I have to decide right here now whether or not to expose Kyoko's lie. Pursue the lie, let it go, run away. Run far. Should I save it? Can I save it right now? No. Okay, well, let's try running away. No, running away isn't going to solve anything. Have to decide right here now whether or not to expose Kyoko's lie. Okay, if we can't run away and we try letting it go, we'll pursue the lie.
There was a lie hidden within Kyoko's statement just now.
Oh.
A lie?
Isn't that right, Kyoko?
you said it. The burden of proof is on you. So let's hear it. Where's this lie, then?
Kyoko's definitely lying. It must be because there's some other deeper truth she wants to keep hidden. Ah, there's hope versus despair. Make your argument. Kyoko's account. What was Kyoko's account? What was her account? Kyoko used Monokuma's secret tool, which grants access to any room in the school. Oh. You can grant access to any room in the school. You can get into your own room.
Because I've given it to Byakuya.
That is true. You're not lying there.
There's no doubt about that, right?
Nope.
You are correct.
So I couldn't possibly have gotten into my room.
Yeah, you could have. That's what I shoot.
When we searched Kyoko's room, how else could the key have gotten there?
Someone other than me must have put it there. That's the only explanation.
No, it's not. Kyoko told me herself before the trial started that she had stolen something very important from the headmaster's room.
I didn't have the key to my because I'd given it to. There's no doubt.
You are correct.
So I couldn't possibly have gotten into my room.
Ooh, thread the needle. Oh no, break. Need a little room too.
No. Kyoko could have gotten into her room. You said so yourself. Didn't you, Kyoko?
Actually, to be precise, not quite. I used Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in the school. What?
Monokuma's secret tool?
Kyoko stole it from the headmaster's room. It lets you get into any room in the school, which means she could have used it to get into her own room.
It's true.
Then I guess that's it.
You're giving up just like that? You admit to killing...
No, I'm simply recognizing that I lost.
What are you talking about?
Like I said, this was a trap, and I wasn't able to escape it. So I lost. That's all this means.
Then, are you saying you really didn't...
Yeah.
Kyoko, you really aren't the killer?
No. She's been saying this thing's a trap. It kind of means that no one probably did it.
Okay, time's up.
Ah, then this big old punk bear buddy beat it.
Huh?
I'm sorry to say, but your time is up. All done, all finished. The class trial is all over.
Uh-huh.
That's ridiculous! Since when is there any...
It's because you were late. So the trial started late and time ran out. So then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you. But I guess we already know who the blackened is, don't we?
Ah, that's not good. So the alternate route would have led this far, huh? I thought it was gonna be like the runaway. Good job, you got it right. brilliantly right, but you said that the other time, so that's how we know you're lying. Does that mean Kyoko really is the killer? But something strange is going on here. There's something wrong with this whole class trial. Kyoko.
Now then,
I prepared
a very special punishment.
Is everyone ready? Okay then.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Oh no. See, like I'm saying, we're throwing hands. You want to run these hands at that point. Because if I'm dead anyways, like the only reason they don't attack Monokuma isn't because they don't have, like, all of them physically have the ability to either probably just straight up fight him or wield something to fight him with. I believe that. The issue is it's against the rules, not that they can't do it. But if at that point you're dead anyways, we're fighting. We're fighting. Because if you kill me, if I fight him and he ends up being stronger than me and kills me, I was dead anyways. Oh no. After school lesson. I'm imagining the chair's electrified and they can't move. Well, they just moved, actually. I guess they just have to sit there and wait for it. They're not allowed to try and run for it. Still. That'd be horrifying, especially because you're not facing it too. Like, you know it's there. Oh, that sounded horrible. That sounded horrible, and that's how the class trial of Mukuro Ikesamba came to an end. Really, I still have to wonder whether Kyoko was actually innocent or, regardless, the truth was lost forever, like she said it would be, even for me. I just stopped thinking about it. That was the end of Mukuro's class trial, and in the end, it would prove to be our last class trial. Once that case was over, there was never a single murder at Hope's Peak ever again. We had obtained peace in exchange for the lives of all the others. Peace, but only inside the school. This is a jump. This is a time skip. You remember when Yasuhiro said, when we hung out with him in the other episode? Oh no, that's... Why is Toko dead? Why is she dead? And then also, why is Byakuya, like, actually holding the picture, though? You think... Nah, never mind. Maybe years have gone by and he's like, maybe I was a bit too mean to her or something. I don't know. Dang, so she just had all of their... Peace, but only for us. That was the only hope we had. Who's taking the picture? Is it Monokuma? You just live peacefully with Monokuma forever? Hope. Hope. Hope? Is this hope? No, there's no hope about that.
No! This isn't right!
Ah, so that's like the bad ending, and then you come back and be like, no, never mind, don't want that to happen.
Makoto, why are you staring off into space? Don't you have a rebuttal for Kyoko's claim?
Her claim? Oh, that's right, I have to expose Kyoko's lie or not. Am I wrong? She's not wrong, I have to think about this very carefully. What do? I have to decide right here and now. Oh, so then it goes back to here, and then we just go in an infinite loop over and over. Okay, well now, we're gonna jump back to where we were. And now we're back. The ultimate despair. A group of people who caused a tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the Mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally been revealed. Right now, we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. Rattle, rattle. It's locked, but we have a way to open this door. And it's you. We'll use your head. Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room?
Indeed.
Of course I do. It's an absolute vital part of ensnaring the Mastermind. I would never part with it. It can open any door in the school, right?
That's right.
That's right. Then we should be able to use it to open that door, right? Now, Kyoko, can we use that key of yours to open this door, right?
It's true.
Let's find out. Kyoko took out the key with the Monica design on it and slid it into the keyhole. And then... it opened.
Indeed.
And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. Or did we? I am actually going to end this episode here, because usually at the end of an episode we kind of end, or end of a chapter, we end the episode. Sounds like things are about to get pretty interesting, especially because Makoto's not dead from his execution. We had like the bad alternate ending as well. That was interesting as well. Who knows what they're about to climb up this pit, I guess, because they fell down. They gotta what, climb up the sides like what, Rambo? We don't know. We're gonna find out though in the next episode is what I'm saying. So thank you so much for watching this episode. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell notification, the actual subscribe button. But I don't know which video will be next. We're just gonna have to wait and see. So until this time, take care and enjoy pizza responsibly. Thank you for watching.